Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. Tonight we got a race at Talladega International Speedway, a Winston 500. Bear with me, I got a little bit of a cold. So we'll get to the starting lineup. You got Ernie Irvin in the 4 car on the pole. Outside pole sitters Davey Allison in the 28. Starting third is Marlin in the 22. Rudd starting fourth in the 5. Elliott starting fifth in the 11. Starting sixth in the 21 is Shepard. How's it going, Tim? Starting seventh is Texas Terry Labonte in the 94. Starting eighth is Brett Bodine in the Quaker State Ford 26. Starting ninth is Cal Petty in the 42 Pontiac. Starting 10th is Earnhardt in the 3. Starting 11th is Dallenbach in the 16. Starting 12th in the 12 car is Hut Strickland. Starting 13th is Ted Musgrave in the 55. Starting 14th is Mass in the 1. Starting 15th is Jarrett in the 18. Starting 16th is Jimmy Hensley in the 66. Starting 17th is the King, Richard Petty in the 43. Starting 18th in the Deuce is Rusty Wallace. Starting 19th in the 90 is Glossenbach. Starting 20th is Alan Kowicki in the 7. Starting 21st is Mark Martin in the 6. Starting 22nd is going to be Mr. Smith in the 49. Starting 23rd is Maynard the 3rd in the 9. Starting 24th is Gant in the 33. Starting 25th, little Mikey Waltrip in the 30. Starting 26th, Mr. Excitement himself, Jimmy Spencer in the 98. Starting 27th, Bobby Hillin Jr. in the 31. Starting 8th is Dick Trickle in the 28th in the 8 car is Dick Trickle. Starting 29th is Derek Cope in the 10. Starting 30th, easy for me to say, Greg Sachs in the 40. Starting 31st is Bob Shack in the 95. Starting 32nd is Jeffrey Bodine in the 15. DW will be starting 33rd in the 17. Bobby Hamilton starting 34th in the 68. Starting 35th is Ken Schrader in the 25. Buddy Baker starting 36th in the 47. Starting 37th is Marcus in the 71. Starting 38th is Jimmy Smut Means in the 52. Starting 39th is Jerry Hill in the 56. And starting shotgun 40th to the field is Jimmy McFadden. Yeah, exactly. Probably will be a big one. Is exactly right, G-Puck here at Talladega. And here we go with Ernie Irvin to lead us to the green flag, scheduled for 50 turns here at Talladega. And away we go. And it'll be a middle group of Heat. Heat in the middle group. First one up is Charlie. See if he can get out of there. With a 2-3-1, he's not doing nothing. Rusty Wallace, 2 chances, could get the lead here. Last race winner with a 4-3-4. And Bill can hold him off because he doesn't have heat. So Rusty goes from 18th up to 5th. And a chance for the lead. And it takes a 4, 5, or 6 to get the lead. 3-1 ain't happening though, but Rusty moves up into the top 5. The King's got heat and a chip. Let's see what happens here. 6, he's going to need it. And 2, he gets Sterling Marlin with the chip. Goes from 17th up to 3rd. And Mr. Hensley, let's see what he can do in the old Kel Yarbrough 66 car. 6 ain't getting the job done. Next up is Rick Mass in the 1 car. 3-3-1. He ain't going nowhere with that blue 1. Oh, Wally, let's see what Wally can do. A 2-1-6. He gets 2nd from Davey Alice and goes from 11th up to 2nd in that Keystone beer car. Cal Petty's got heat with a 3-5-3. And Morgan doesn't need to use his chip. He holds on. Here comes Brett Bodine with a 3-5-2. And again, Morgan holds him off. Alrighty, on to turn number 2 now. Here we go. Let's see what turn number 2 got in store for us. It'll be a 1 and a star, top group star. First up is Terry Labonte. Alrighty, what can Terry Labonte do here? With wrong dice. How about if we get the right dice? With a 5-1-6. No, Terry's a 4. Sterling with a chip going after Ernie Irvin. And a 4-6. So he doesn't need to use his chip. How about that? The Woods brothers out in front here at Talladega on turn number 2. Like to see that. Okay. Ricky Rudd going after Morgan. It'll take a 5 or 6 to beat Morgan. 6-3 ain't getting it done. Richard Petty, can he get the lead? Not with a 3-1, and that's it for turn number 2. Morgan holds them off here. Talladega got that Ford up front. We got a top group again. This time it's control. And it only takes a 4, 5, or 6 to beat Morgan with control. Here comes Terry Labonte. A 5-3 is not getting it done. Ricky Rudd with control. A 2-5. Morgan will have to use this chip to hold him off. And that's it for control. We go on to turn number 4. We got a middle group this time of reflex in the middle group. And first up is Charlie in that Junie Donlevy 90 car. See if he can get up in the top group. With a 4, I don't think so. He's a 3. Awesome Bill from Dawsonville in that Budweiser Ford with a 1-6-4. And Terry holds him off with the reflex. Here comes Dale Jarrett. Interstate Battery Pontiac with a 1-2-6. He gets the king, goes from 15th up to 3rd. Here comes Hut. Strickland. Not with a 6. He's not going nowhere. Davey Allison trying to get back up there with a 3-6-5. He'll get Terry with that. Goes from 11th up to 7th. Earnhardt with the chip. We'll be moving up to the top group here with a 2-1-6. He won't need to use the chip. Gets second from Wally Dallenbach. And that's it for turn number 4. On to turn number 5. And we got a duel, and it'll be the 6 cars in the middle. So Charlie's not going to try it, but Awesome Bill from Dawsonville, he's going to go after Brett Bodine. Takes a 5 here for him. He gets it. Puts Brett in a bad spot. See if Brett can hold on to the car here. Escape of a 9. Is there any modifications? Yeah, we add 1. So so escape goes up to a 10. And he makes it, doesn't wreck. So we go on to turn number 6. And we got another duel. And this time it'll be the... Oh, we don't have no duel. We ain't doing that feuding and fume. So we got a middle group this time of control in the middle group. First up is Mr. Brett Bodine. See what he can do. A 2-2-4. And he gets Jarrett, goes from 18th up to 3rd, gets that Quaker State Ford up there. Kenny Bernstein's happy. That's for sure. Next up is Sterling Marlin. Can he get his Ford up in the top group for junior? How about a 5.25? And he does. And poor Brett Bodine don't stay there very long. Sterling Marlin takes over 3rd. Next up is Jimmy Hensley with a 3.56. And he knocks our pole sitter the whole way back to 16th. Jimmy Hensley goes up to 6th. How about that? Rick Mass with a 4.3.5. Not going to work since he's only a 3. Here comes Ted Musgrave with a 4.12. I don't think that's going to hold on. No, Marlin's able to defend that off. Hut. Whoa, and Hut gets a 5. That ain't going to work. Now on to Texas Terry Labonte with a 5. That ain't going to work for him. He's only a 4. Cal Petty trying to get up in the top group with that mellow yellow Pontiac with a 4.61's not going to work. Bill Elliott with a chip and 2 control could get the lead here. He's going to need to use that chip, though. A 6 ain't getting that done, so he moves up to 4th. Now he's got a shot at the lead, though, and they'll take a 4, 5, or 6 to knock Morgan out of the lead. A 5.51. No, Morgan holds him off, and we make it to the first pit stop of the race here. Let's see what happens here in the pits. It'll be a top group 6 and 1 switch. Let's see if anybody in the top group can get some chips. Grab a handful here. And first up is Mr. Shepard. He needs a 7. The Woods Brothers comes through. Nice job by the Woods Brothers. Davey needs a 10. And he gets it. Sterling needs an 8. And he doesn't get it. Junior Johnson ain't too happy with that Maxwell House crew. Bill needs a 10. He gets it. Penske's number 2. They need an 8. They get it. Kel Yarborough and that 66 crew. Can they get it? They need a 6. Yes, they can. And Richard Childress and the 3 crew needs an 8. And they get it. That's 2 chips for him. So the only one was poor Sterling Marlin that didn't get a chip. See if anybody can beat Morgan out of the pits here with the Woods Brothers. And a 5.6. That ain't happening. So we go on to turn number 8. And we lose some dice. And we got a middle group of trouble. Here it goes. G-Puck. Let's see if we got the big one here. We do add 1 to the escape. So Jarrett's a 10. He makes it through. Charlie's a 7. He doesn't make it through. Charlie and that 90 car is involved in the wreck. Wally needs a 9. He makes it through. And Terry gets it through with a 3. How about Hut? He needs a 9. And he makes it through. Ted Musgrave needs a 10. He makes it through. Rick Mass needs an 8. He makes it through. The King needs an 8. Let's see if the King can make it through. No, Richard Petty is caught up in this wreck. He can't escape it. Sure. Boxcars did him in. Ernie Irvin needs a 7. He doesn't get it. Imagine Swerving Irvin being involved in a wreck. Ain't that a shock? How about Brett Bodine needs a 10? He makes it through. Ricky Rudd needs a 10. Gets it. And Cal Petty, he needs a 9. Can he make it through? Yes, he makes it through. So only 3 cars is involved in this wreck. Not too bad at Talladega. Let's see if they can get them fixed and back out on the track. Everybody moves up. We'll have 2 caution laps, turns rather. Right now we got Morgan Shepherd in the lead, followed by Davey Allison, Bill Elliott third, and last week's winner Rusty Wallace fourth, Jimmy Hensley fifth, Earnhardt sixth, Sterling Marlin seventh, Dale Jarrett eighth, Wally Dallenbach ninth, and rounding out your top 10 is Texas Terry Labonte. We are in the first part of the race. Ernie Irvin needs a 8 to get that car fixed, and they do. So Ernie's back out on the track. Can they fix the King's car? Can that Petty crew? And he needs a 9. They get that car back out on the track. And how about Junie Donlevy and the crew? They need a 9 to get back out on the track. And they don't. That 90 car is too messed up. They can't get her fixed. So Charlie will be the first car out of the race. Glossenbach will finish 40th, leaving us with 39 cars still out there running. That'll take us to turn number 11 here at Talladega as the green flag flies after the caution. Excuse me. We got a middle group. Again, a middle group with trouble. Here we go again. Cautions breed cautions, man. Group them all up and let them have at it. That's what happens. Here we go again. So Dale Jarrett needs a 10 to make it through. He gets it. Wally needs a 9. He gets it. Texas Terry can't wreck. He makes it through. Hut Strickland needs a 9. He doesn't make it this time. Hut's involved in the wreck. Ted Musgrave needs a 10. He makes it through. Rick Mass needs an 8. He makes it through. Brett Burdine needs a 10. He makes it through. Ricky Rudd needs a 10. He makes it through. Cal Petty needs a 9. He barely makes it through. How about Alan Kulwicki? He needs a 9. He barely makes it through with a 9. Mark Martin, can he make it through here? He needs a 9. No. Yeah, he can. He barely makes it through with that 9. And last one is Mr. Smith needs a 7. And he barely gets it, so it's only a 1-car wreck. That's the only one. So when you have 1 caution here, see if they can get that 12 car back out on the track. Say we're at the beginning of the race here, so it'll take an 8 to repair that 12 car. And they are able to get her back out there. So that's on turn number 13, and Morgan's led from turn 2, so he'll get another chip for leading 10 laps. And here we go. Back to green flag racing. And we got a duel, and this time it'll be the 5 car in the top group, and there's nowhere for him to go. Everybody has chips ahead of him, so that ends that turn. Turn number 14 now. And another duel. And this time it's the 6 cars in the middle group. And neither one of them is going to try anything. They're a 3 and a 2 gas pedal. So that ends that turn. 2 quick turns here. Turn number 15. And we got a top group of heat. A lot of chips here. And let's see what happens. With heat, it takes a 5 or 6 to get Morgan. Let's see what happens. First up is Sterling Marlin with a 2-3-4. He doesn't get him. Earnhardt doesn't have heat. Hensley has heat. Hey, ID, how you doing? All right, here comes Jimmy Hensley. Again, it takes a 5 or 6 to get Morgan Shepherd. A 6 ain't getting it done. So he'll use his chip and he'll make Morgan burn his chip. And that takes us to Rusty Wallace. He's got 2 heats, so he's got 2 chances to get him and a chip. Like I say, it takes a 5 to beat him. A 1-2, so he'll burn his chip and make Morgan burn his chip. He's got another shot at him now. Here we go. Rusty trying to get the lead. He won last week. Not with a 4-1, he's not getting it done. Bill don't have heat, and neither does Davey. So Morgan holds on for another turn. Morgan Shepherd dominating the early stages of this race in that Woods Brothers 21 Sitco Ford. Going on to turn number 16. We got a middle group of smart. How many people smart back here? First smart one is Mark Martin trying to get up to the top group. Not with a 6, he's not. Yeah, I love these mats. They with the sleeves, you got the sleeves, they slide so nice across there. And it's a big help, I think. Alan Kowicki, first time we talked about Alan today. See if he can make it up to the top group. A 5-2-2. Bill says you ain't getting by me. Kyle Petty's double smart. Let's see what can happen here. A 5-4-1. That ain't going nowhere with a 1. He's got another crack at it. And a 5-1-6. Davey's going to need to use his chip to hold him off with that. Ricky Rudd's smart. A 2-1-4. And Davey's not smart, so that'll work. Ricky Rudd goes from 14th up to 2nd and gets him. Brett Bodine's smart. See if Brett can make it up here to the top group. A 4-1-5. Ricky doesn't stay there very long. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the 5 gets him. Brett Bodine gets that Ford up front. Running 2nd. Now we got 3 Fords in the leading this race. Morgan Shepherd, Brett Bodine, and Bill Elliott, all of them in Fords leading this race. Here comes Rick Mass. He's smart. We got a 2-4-4 going after Mr. Hensley, and he gets it. Goes from 12th up to 5th. Does Rick Mass. Ted Musgrave smart. A lot of smart drivers back here in the middle group. But nah, 5 ain't getting it done for him. Texas Terry Labonte and that Sitco Ford. I'm not 94 ain't going nowhere with a 4-2-1. Wally Dallenbach smart. A 2-3-4. And he gets Rusty. Goes from 9th up to 4th. Now the top 4 cars are Fords. You got Shepherd, Brett Bodine, Elliott, and Dallenbach all in Fords leading this train, man. Here comes Dale Jarrett. He's smart. Not with a 6, he's not. Second pit stops of the race now. Turn number 17. And it'll be both groups, and it'll be 3 and 6 switch spots. Alrighty, we'll grab a handful of chips here. Both groups. See how many crews can come through here with fast pit stops. First up is our leader, Morgan Shepherd. He needs a 7. Doesn't get it. Brett Bodine needs a 7. He barely gets it. Awesome Bill from Dawsonville needs a 10. He gets it. Sterling Marlin needs an 8. Yeah, exactly, ID. Here we go. Sterling needs an 8. And he doesn't get it with a 9. That crew's not doing well today. Rick Mass needs a 6. He doesn't get it. Earnhardt needs an 8. He doesn't get it. These crews ain't doing very good here. A 6 for Wally. No, no, no. How about Dale Jarrett? He needed a 6. He gets a chip. Penske crew needs an 8. They don't get it. These crews aren't doing well here. Terry Lamonti needs an 8. He gets a chip. Ted Musgrave needs a 6. He doesn't get it. Mr. Smith needs a 3. And he does get it. How about that? That 49 crew did a heck of a job. Dave needs a 5. And he's getting it done. Look at that. Jack Roush and that 9. That Melling crew, not Jack Roush. That's the Melling car. Here comes Davey Allison, needs a 10. He gets a chip. How about Philly Savalas? Can they do good with that 42 car? Yes, they can. Cal Petty gets a chip. Alan Kowicki owning his own team here. He gets a chip. How about Mark Martin in a Jack Roush car? He gets a chip. Jimmy Hensley needs a 6. He's getting it done. These teams now are starting to roll ever since 10th. How about Ricky Rudd? He needs an 8. And I put the old announcer jinx on him. He's not getting a chip. Move everybody up. See if anybody can beat Morgan out of the pits here. All righty. See if the Woods brothers can keep him out in front. 5-4. And Earnhardt gets the lead with all these chips. Watch out now. So Morgan led from turn 2 to 17. Now you got Earnhardt up here in the lead. Here we go, turn number 18. We got a middle group of Heat. Heat in the middle group. First up is Ricky Rudd. Trying to get that Chevy up front. A 5. No, Ricky's only a 4. Rusty Wallace, 2 Heats, could get the lead here. Not with a 6, he's not. He's got another shot there to get up in the top group. A 2-4-2. And Sterling holds him off. Jimmy Hensley with a chip and heat. A 3-6-6. Doesn't need to use it. Goes from 16th up to 7th. Keeps his chip. Knocks Wally Dallenbach back. Here comes Mark Martin. 2 heat and a chip. And we got a 4-4-2. And he'll need to use his chip to get up there. Now he's got a shot at the lead. Hey, JT, how are you? All righty. Let's see if Mark Martin can get the lead here. Takes a 4, 5, or 6 to beat Earnhardt. And a 1-1 ain't getting it done. You got Cal Petty with heat and a chip. With a 5-6-2. And let's see if they use their chip. He doesn't get Jimmy. And they will use their chips. Old Dave's got a chip going after the top group with a 4. So he'll need to use his chip. And he gets it from Jimmy this time. He has to burn his chip to get up to 7th. Knocking Hensley back to 11th. And that's it for heat. We go on to turn number 19. Hey, Tim, how are you? Here we go, turn 19. Now we're back up in the top group with Skill. First time we've had Skill today. Dave's got skill. Again, it only takes a 4, 5, or 6 to beat Earnhardt. Here we go. 3, 5, 5. He gets him. Earnhardt will use one of his chips to hold him off, though. Here comes Morgan trying to get back up front with a 4, 4. And again, Earnhardt will have to use one of his chips. Now he's a setting duck for the rest of the guys with no chips. Here comes Mark Martin. Mark with a 4-1-3 holds the mark off. Here comes Sterling in that Maxwell House Ford with a 5, 5. He gets him. Sterling Marlin puts that Junior Johnson Ford up front here on turn number 19. But he's not going to keep it very long. Bill Elliott with 2 chips takes a 5 or 6 to get Sterling. And he'll need to use his chip with that 6-2. So Bill Elliott puts another Junior Johnson Ford up front here on turn number 19. Junior says as they can battle as long as they don't wreck each other. And that is it for turn number 19. Brett Boudin does not have skill. We go on to turn number 20. Alrighty, we got a middle group of control. Control in the middle group. Ricky Rudd trying to get out of there. With a 1-4-5, he's going to get him. Gets Mark Martin, goes from 19th up to 5th. Drops Mark back. And now it's Mr. Musgrave trying to get up there. With a 5, not going to happen. Next up is Rick Mass. With a 5, not going to happen. We got Alan Kowicki with a chip. With a 3-6-5, he gets Dave without using the chip. Alan Kowicki works his way up into the top 10, up to 7th. Cal Petty trying to get up front. Now with a 6, he's not. Davey Allison with control and a chip. He don't need to use it. He gets Earnhardt. Goes from 12th up to 4th. Earnhardt just a few turns ago was leading this race. Now he's back to 12th. Jimmy Hensley's got control. A 2-1-4. And Brett Boudin has to use his chip to hold him off. Here comes Texas Terry Labonte. He's got control in a chip. A 2-2-4. And he gets Sterling without using his chip. Yeah, exactly. The Fords are dominating this race so far today. G-Buck. Yes, they sure can, Tim. Yeah, there's no braking in this track. And that is it for control. We go on to turn number 21. Getting close to the halfway point here. And we got a top group of heat and a problem. Heat and a problem. First up is Morgan Shepherd. It'll take a 5 or 6 to beat Bill. A 6-5 don't get it though. Ricky Rudd going after Bill. And a 5-4 is not going to get her done. And last one with heat is Mr. Boudin. And that is 4-5. Mr. Boudin gets it done. Gets Bill. Bill uses his chip though to hold him off. Now we got to find out who has the problem here. And it looks like it's going to be the 95. Old Bob's got the problem. What kind of problem does the 95 car have? A 54. He's bumped from the side. He's got damage. We are now in the middle part of the race. So Bob's out of the race. The 95 car cannot get that car repaired. He will finish 39th with body damage. So everybody will move up in the bottom group. That leaves us with 38 cars still running here. You got Bill Elliott in the lead, followed by Brett Bodine, Terry Labonte, Davey Allison fourth, Ricky Rudd fifth, Morgan Shepherd sixth, Alan Kowicki seventh in the 7 car. Eighth is Jarrett, ninth is Marlin, and rounding out your top 10 is Mr. Smith. We go to turn number 22. Okay, here we go. We got a duel, and that'll be the 6 car. So Mark Martin will give it a try. He'll go after 9th. And Musgrave will too. So both of them's going to go after it. So Martin going after Sterling Marlin. He doesn't get it. And now Ted Musgrave going after Sterling. And he does. He knocks Sterling back to 18th and gets a chip. Now let's see if these cars can survive and not wreck. It takes a 9 for Mark Martin not to wreck. And he survives, and it takes a 9 for Sterling not to wreck. And Snake Eyes, they both make it through on to turn number 23. And we got a bottom group of Control. I think it's the first time we've had a bottom group. Here comes Hut Strickland with a 4-2-4. And Smith has to use his chip to hold him off. Next up is Mr. McFadden. Started last here with a 1-3-4. And he gets Kyle Petty. How about that? Goes from 35th up to 13th. Next up is Mr. Hill, Jerry Hill in that 56. Alrighty, here we go. 4-6-3. And he gets Sterling. These guys are, no, he doesn't. He's only a 2. Alrighty. Here we go with Mr. Jimmy Smut Means. A 1-4-1. I don't know if that gets anything done. And Rick Mass holds him off. DW first. We talked about DW this race. Can he get that Western Auto Parts car up front? Not with the 6, he can't. Jeffrey Bodine and Bud Moore's car. A 2-3-6. He's going places. He goes from 27th up to 13th. McFadden didn't stay there long, did he? Here comes Greg Sachs in the 41 car with a 1-4-5. And he gets Rick Mass, goes from 26 up to 15th. A lot of movers here in the back. How about Derry Cope in that 10 car? Pure later car. Not with a 4, he's not. Here comes Dick Trickle. A Snickers car with a 3-4-2. And Earnhardt's able to hold him off. Bobby Hillen Jr. with a 5's not going nowhere. Next up is Mr. Excitement. Jimmy Spencer, not with a 5, he's not. How about little brother Mikey? Can he get out of the bottom? Now he's going to stay in the rear with the gear. And last one's Mr. Handsome Harry Gant. First we talked about him. A 3-5-2. And he gets Rusty Wallace. Goes from 20th up to 17th. We're in the turn number 24. And we got another duel, and this time it'll be the 4 car in the top group. Ricky Rudd going after Brett Bodine. And Ricky doesn't get him. See if he can survive here. It takes a 10. He survives it. We make it to the halfway point. Cross flags are out halfway through this race. 25 turns out of 50. And we got a top group of Smart. Who's Smart up here? Alan Kowicki, smart and a chip. It'll take a 6 to beat Bill. And he gets her done without using the chip. 2-6. Alan Kowicki puts that Hooters Ford up in front. On turn 25. Alrighty, here comes Morgan Shepherd. It'll take a 6 to beat Allen. And he does, but Allen's got a chip, holds him off. Morgan Shepherd, that Ford is running today. Here comes Ricky Rudd after him. 1-2 ain't happening. Terry Labonte with a chip going after Allen. And he'll have to use it, but he gets that 94 Sunoco Oldsmobile up front. I think that's the first, besides that Chevy of Ernie Irvin, that started on the pole first that there's been anything but a Ford up front. Oh, that's right. Earnhardt was up front. So, like I say, Texas Terry Labonte and that Oldsmobile is up front now. And Brett Brodine trying to put a Ford back up there. It takes a 6 to beat Terry. And he doesn't get her done. We're in the turn number 26. And we got a bottom group of Reflex in the bottom group. First up is Hutch Strickland with a 1-2-4. And he goes from 38th up to 11th, knocking Hensley back to last. Shotgun to the field. And can the King get out of the rear with the gear? With a 2-2-4. 2-2. And I don't think Hutch's going to stay there very long. Well, no, it's going after Mr. Smith. And he gets Mr. Smith, goes from 36th up to 10th. How about the King cracking the top 10? Jimmy Means up next. And we got a 4, and Jimmy's only a 2. He ain't going nowhere. Dave Marcus, first we talked about Dave today. 2-5-1. I doubt if that's going anywhere. Yeah, Wally holds him off due to having reflex. Barely holds him off. Here comes Kenny Schrader in that Kodiak Bear car. Not with a 6, he's not going nowhere. How about Hamilton in the Country Time Lemonade with a 2-5-2. And this time Wally can't hold him off. So he goes from 29th as Hamilton up to 16th. Here comes DW trying to get that Western Autos parts out of the rear with the gear. Nah, let's see here. A 5-3-1. I doubt if that's getting him anywhere. And no, Jeffrey Bodine holds him off. How about Derek Cope? Can he get out of the rear with a pure later car? Not with a 6, he can't. Here comes Dick Trickle. Not with a 6, he's not going nowhere. Bobby Hillen Jr. 5, he's not going nowhere. How about Mr. Excitement, Jimmy Spencer? 3-2-5. He might be getting out of Dodge. And he's going after Hut, and he gets him. Goes from 22nd up to 11th. Does Mr. Excitement. And the last one's Rusty Wallace trying to get out of this bottom group with a 3-1-2. I doubt if that's going to happen. And it would have, but Ted Musgrave's got a chip, and he uses it, holds him off. Pit stops again, turn 27. And we got a middle group and 4 and 3 switch spots. First time the top group hasn't had a shot at getting some chips. See what happens back here in the middle group. First up is Dale Jarrett. He needs a 6. He doesn't get it. Ted Musgrave needs a 6. He doesn't get it. The King needs a 5. He gets it with Snake Eyes. How about that? Mr. Excitement needs a 6. He doesn't get it. Dave needs a 5. He doesn't get it. Greg Sachs needs a 5. He doesn't get it. Earnhardt needs an 8. He gets it. Jeffrey Bodine needs a 7. He doesn't get it. Hamilton needs a 6. He doesn't get it. Harry Gant needs a 9. He gets it. Sterling Marlin needs an 8. First time that crew's come through today. They finally make it work. And Mark Martin, last one, needs a 9. And he gets a chip. Move these guys up and see if anybody can beat Texas Terry Labonte out of the pits. All righty. 3-1. That's going to happen. Oh, Ricky Rudd gets the lead from Texas Terry Labonte in that 5 car. Here on turn 27. First time Ricky's led today. All righty. We go to turn number 28. And we got a bottom group of skill. Who's got the skill back here? Jimmy Hensley's got skill. A 3-3-3 ain't good. He's got a problem. Triples for Jimmy Hensley. 25 is cooling problem. Roll for repair. He is a pit crew of an A. And we are still in the middle part. So it takes a 9 for him to stay out on the track. And he does. He'll stay last. He don't got nowhere to go but up. Ernie Irvin trying to get out of here, man. It's been muddled back here in the back ever since that wreck. With a 5-4-1. I don't know if he's going anywhere with that, but he might. No, Mr. Spencer holds him off. Here comes Mr. Smith. Not with a 5, he's not going nowhere. Kyle Petty back here in the back. Not with a 6, he's not. How about Buddy Baker? First we talked about Buddy today. 3-3-2. And Mark holds him off without using his chip. Ken Schrader trying to get out of this mess. A 3-1-2. And Richard's going to need to use his chip to hold off Kenny. Wally Dolan back. Not with a 6, he's not. DW with Double Star has a shot here getting the whole way up to the top group. Let's see what happens. A 1-1-2. I don't think that's going to work, but we'll check it out. He does. He gets the king. He goes from 28th up to 9th. And now he's got a shot at getting up to the top group. Man, old DW playing possum laying back. Let's see what happens. Can he get up to the top group? With a 4-5-6, he's going to. Goes the whole way from 28th up to 6th. DW just playing with him in the back. And last one is Mr. Rusty Wallace with skill. And Rusty has a problem. Wins last week, and now he's got a problem. What kind of problems Rusty got? A 12. That ain't good. He's got a cooling problem. It is the early, middle part of the race, so it'll take a 7 to keep our car running. And he barely gets it, but he will drop back to 38th. Everybody moves up. Miller Genuine Drafts overheating. Alrighty, we got Ricky Rudd in the lead, Brett Bodine second, Alan Kowicki third, Labonte fourth, Davey Allison fifth, DW just went from 28th up to 6th, Elliott 7th, Jarrett 8th, Shepard ninth, and Earnhardt rounding out your top 10 as we go to turn number 29. And we got a bottom group again. We didn't have bottom group for a long while. Now we're staying back there. Stars. Is there any stars back there? First star is Ernie Irvin. He got double stars. He could do a DW and go from the back to the front. Here we go. Not with a 6. He's not. Can he get back in the middle group, though? A 1-1-2. I doubt it. We'll see here. And Morgan holds him off. Here comes Mr. Smith. With a 5's not going nowhere. Kyle Petty trying to get out of the bottom group. Not with a 6, he's not. How about Dave Marcus? With a 4, 5, 4, and he needed a 3. He ain't going nowhere. Here comes Buddy Baker. Not with a triple 5s, he's not. Buddy's got a problem. 26, that ain't good. He's got electrical problems, and he'll drop out of the race. They're not able to fix those problems. Buddy Baker will finish 38th in that 47 car. Alrighty, Ken Schrader. He's been back here all day, and he's staying back here for now. The King, can he get out of here? Get back up there with a 4-3-3. And Sterling has to use his chip to hold off the King. Hut Hut. 1-4-3. And he gets Mr. Excitement, goes from 21st up to 15th. And last one in the bottom group's Michael Waltrip. That Pennzoil car. And not with triple 5s. A lot of problems back here. What kind of problems Michael have? 45. He's got a radiator damage. Let's see if he can stay in the race here. It'll take a 3 for him to stay in the race. Nope. Michael drops out of the race too. 30 cars out. He'll finish 37th. Move everybody up now. We only got 36 cars still running here at Talladega. Not bad. Past the halfway point. Getting close to 300 miles here at Talladega. Good many of them still running. Haven't had the big one yet. I'll probably just put the jinx on that. Here we go. Turn 30, 300 miles. And we got a top group of stars. And Bill Elliott's a star. It'll take a 6 though to beat Ricky Rudd. A wrong 6, 6-5. Didn't get it done. Davey Allison, 2 chances at him. 4-2, no. Gets another shot though. And another 4-2. Terry Labonte trying to get the lead back. Not with a 5-3, he's not. How about Alan Kowicki? Can he get that Ford up front? Not with triple 2s. Alan Kowicki's got a problem. Uh-oh. What kind of problems Alan have? Not good, that's for sure. He's got a handling problem. And it'll take a 9 to keep him in the race. And he gets it, but he goes from 3rd the whole way back to 36th. And last one with Star, Brett Bodine going after the lead. Now with a 1-2. See who moves up here to the top and middle groups. Dale Jarrett, can he move up? No. How about Morgan Shepard? No, he doesn't move up. How about Earnhardt? Earnhardt moves up. And now let's see if Mr. Excitement can get out of the bottom group. Yes, he can. Mr. Excitement moves up to 19th. Alrighty, turn number 31. And we got a top group of Smart again in the top group. Earnhardt with a chip and Smart, so he should get the lead as long as he don't roll triples. And 1-1, he'll need to use his chip, but Earnhardt's back in the lead. Knocks Rick back to 7th. Here on turn 31. Old Bill Elliott, he's smart. See if he can get the lead. It takes a 5 or 6 to beat Earnhardt. 1-6. Awesome Bill from Dawsonville gets the lead back. And that Budweiser Ford. DW's not smart. Davy's not smart. Texas Terry Labonte smart. Takes a 6 to beat Bill. And Terry gets her done. A 3-6. He gets the lead back. Man. Turn 31, a lot of lead changes here. Brett Bodine rounding, not Jeffrey trying for the lead. 2-4 ain't getting it done. Go to turn number 32. And we got a middle group of trouble again in the middle group. We've been lucky we haven't had the big one yet. A 10 for Jared here. He makes it through. An 8 for Morgan. And he doesn't make it through this time. Poor Woods Brothers is caught up in this mess. Harry Gant needs a 10. He gets it. Marlin needs a 9. He gets it. Mark Martin needs a 9. He gets it. How about Musgrave? He needs a 10. He gets it. Hutch Strickland needs a 9. He doesn't get it with boxcars. He's involved in the wreck. How about Dave? He needs a 5. He barely gets a 5. Sure, Dave, nice driving, gets through that wreck. How about Mr. Sachs here? Can he make it through with a 9? Yes, he can. Snake Eyes will get you through all day. Jeffrey Bodine needs a 10. We got a leaner. And he barely gets it through with a 10. How about Mr. Hamilton? He needs a 10. He gets through with a 7. Last one's Mr. Excitement needs a 10. And he gets through with Snake Eyes. So just 2 cars involved in the wreck. One caution turn here. See if these cars can get back out on the track. Your leader right now is Terry Labonte, followed by Brett Bodine in 2nd, Elliott in 3rd, Allison in 4th, Darrell Waltrip in 5th, Earnhardt 6th, Ricky Rudd 7th, Jarrett 8th, Harry Gant 9th, and rounding out your top 10 is Sterling Marlin. So it'll take we are still in the middle, so it'll take a 6 for Hutch Strickland to get back out on the track. And he doesn't. Hutch Strickland will finish 36th in the 12 car. Unable to get that Chevy fixed of Bobby Allison. And see if the Woods brothers can get the 21 car back out there. He needs a 9. He gets back out there, but he'll be 35th. On to turn number 34 here. After the caution, Terry Labonte bringing us back to the green flag. And it'll be a middle group of skill. It's got skill back here. Jimmy Spencer's got skill. A 1-6-3. And Ricky Rudd holds him off. Here comes Bobby Hamilton. Not with a 6, he's not going nowhere. Greg Saxon, the 41, trying to get up there. Not with a 3-1-1, he's not. Dave with a skill. Now 1-6-3, and Ricky holds him off. Really beating and banging on Ricky Rudd up here. Mark Martin with skill and a chip. A 5-2-2. He'll get Bill Elliott, but he'll have to use the chip to get it. Goes from 11th up to 3rd. Okay, Sterling Marlin trying to get that Junior Johnson Ford up front with a 5.56. He gets Earnhardt, goes from 10th up to 6th. Handsome Harry Gant trying to get up to the top group with the chip. And a 2.32. He'll need to use the chip, though, to get 4th from Davey Allison. All of a sudden, the Fords are starting to drop back here. And last one is Jarrett with a chip. A 1.26. So Mark Martin doesn't stay up there long, and Jarrett keeps his chip. Like I say, the Fords now, you got an Oldsmobile up front, a Ford in 2nd, a Chevy in 3rd, and an Oldsmobile in 4th. After the Fords was dominating early in this race. Here we go, turn number 35. We got a top group of heat. Here comes Ricky Rudd going after Terry. It takes a 5 or 6 to beat Terry. 6.5 ain't getting it done though. Sterling Marlin trying to get a Ford up front. Not with a 4.3. He's not. DW and that Western Autos. Can he get the lead here? Not with a 6.5. He can't. Here comes the handsome Harry Gant. Not with a 5.1. He can't. Jared doesn't have heat with that chip. Bodine has heat. And he gets him with a 4.5. Brett Bodine puts that Quaker State Ford out front here on turn 35. First time he's led today. Kenny Bernstein, mighty happy in the pits. Turn number 36. And we got a top group of Reflex. And it only takes a 4, 5, or 6 to beat Brett Bodine. A 3.3 ain't getting her done. Here comes DW. 5.1 ain't getting it done. Here comes handsome Harry Gant. A 5.4. He gets it done. Harry leads for the first time here on turn 36. And that Skull Bandit. That's not going to last very long unless Jarrett rolls triples. He's got a chip. And 1-2, he's going to need to use his chip, but Jarrett gets out in front in that Interstate Batteries Pontiac. And Terry Labonte coming after him, and then he takes a 4, 5, or 6 to beat Jarrett. Can Labonte get the lead back? Not with a 2-2, he can't. We move on to the pit stops here. And it'll be both groups, 1 and 5 switch. Here on turn number 37. See what happens here with the pit stops. First up is Mr. Jarrett. He needs a 6. Doesn't get it. Marlin needs an 8. He gets a chip. Gant needs a 9. He gets a chip. Bodine needs a 7. He doesn't get a chip. DW needs an 8. He gets a chip. Terry Labonte needs an 8. He doesn't get a chip. Ricky Rudd needs an 8. He doesn't get a chip. Bobby Hamilton needs a 6. He doesn't get a chip. Spencer needs a 6. He doesn't get a chip. Earnhardt needs an 8. He gets a chip. Elliott needs a 10. He gets a chip. Musgrave needs a 6. He doesn't get one. Dave needs a 5. He doesn't get one. Sachs needs a 5. He doesn't get one. Jeffrey Bodine needs a 7. He doesn't get one. Mark Martin needs a 9. He gets one. Davey needs a 10. He gets one. And Mr. Hillen Jr. needs a 5. He doesn't get one. Last is Dick Trickle needs a 7. And he gets it with snake eyes. Alrighty, can anybody beat Dale Jarrett out of the pits? 3. DW does with a chip. DW up in the lead here. Nice job by that Western Auto Parts crew. Gets him the lead with a chip. We go to turn number 38. Alrighty, here we go, turn number 38. We got a bottom group of reflex. First up is Alan Kowicki with 2 reflexes. Could get up to the top group. Not with the 6, he's not. And not with the 6, he's not even getting out of the bottom group. Darn. Alan Kowicki. Yeah, exactly, ID. I can't believe we haven't seen the big one yet. Here comes Rusty Wallace with a 1-3-3. And Rusty gets out of the rear with the gear. He goes from 33rd up to 13th. Who's next with reflex? Jimmy Smut Means with a 4, not happening. Dave Marcus needs a 3. He doesn't get it. Here comes Kenny Schrader and that Kodiak Bear. Uh-oh, triples for triple ones. What kind of problems poor Kenny got? 65. Black smoke underneath the hood. Takes a, we are now in the last part of the race. It'll take snake eyes for Kenny to stay in the race. And he doesn't get it. The 25 car will finish 35th. Darn Ken Schrader. Snake bitten. Engine problem. Walling Dallenbach trying to get out of the rear with the gear. See what he can do here. A 1-3-6. He says, I'm leaving town. And he gets Rusty Wallace. Rusty doesn't stay up to 13th very long. Here comes the King. Can the King crack the top 10 with a 3-2-6? He might just do it. Oh, there's chips up here. So I don't see that happening. And Davey uses his chip to hold off the King. Last one with reflex is Mr. Cope with a 4. That ain't happening. So everybody moves up here now that Mr. Schrader had a engine problem. Gives us 34 cars still running. Got Waltrip in the lead, followed by Morgan, Sterling Marlin rather. Gant, third. Jarrett, 4th. Brett Bodine, 5th. Labonte, 6th. Rudd, 7th. Earnhardt, 8th. Elliott, 9th. And Martin, 10th. Alrighty, here we go. Turn 39. Getting close to the 400 mark. Reflex in the bottom group. Here comes Alan Kowicki. Couldn't get out of there last time. Let's see this time. A 3-3-1. He still might not be able to get out of there. He's got two chances, though. And Wally Dallenbach holds him off. A 5-6-2. And he does get out of the bottom group this time. He takes over 19th from Hillen Jr. Bobby Hillen drops back to 33rd. Here comes Bobby Hamilton with a 1-1-3. And Bill holds him off without using a chip. Here comes Jimmy Means with a 4 ain't happening. Dave Marcus with a 1-4-3. And Dave Marcus goes from 25th up to 15th. Here's Rusty Wallace trying to move up again with a 3-6-1. Alan Kowicki holds him off. Here comes Richard Petty, the king, with a 3-5-2. And he gets 17th from Greg Sachs. Good job by the king. And the last one with reflex is Greg Sachs. And Greg Sachs has a problem with triple threes. A 46. He smacks the wall, roll for repair. Like I say, it's the last third of the race. Need snake eyes to stay in the race. Doesn't get it. The 10 car will finish 34th. Derek Cope's day is over. Everybody moves up. Gives us 33 cars still running here at Talladega as we get to turn number 40. Here we go, turn number 40. And it'll be a duel. It'll be the 6 cars in the middle. Okay, that'll be the 6 cars here. That'll be Alan Kowicki and Brett Bodine. They'll be going after Davey Allison. Alan Kowicki will for 11th. And he gets Davey. Goes up to 11th and gets a chip. And Jeffrey Bodine's going to be going after Wally Dallenbach. And he gets it done, and he'll get a chip. And now let's see if these 2 cars can stay on the track after being bumped out of the way. Davey needs an 8. Not the wreck. He gets it, and Wally needs a 9. And he barely gets it. They stay on track. Under 100 miles to go here at Talladega. Your leader right now is Darrell Waltrip, followed by Marlin Ganton 3rd, Jarrett 4th, Brett Bodine 5th, Labonte 6th, Rudd 7th, Earnhardt 8th, Elliott 9th, and Mark Martin rounding out your top 10. Here we go, turn 41. We got a top group of problem in the top group. And the problem's going to be poor John McFadden in the 53. He's going to blow up and finish 33rd. John's out of the race. And since it was doubles, we got another problem. And that'll be poor Mr. Smith. He's got a problem. What kind of problems Mr. Smith have? 44. He's got oil pressure problem, Mr. Smith does. And he'll end his day with that. So the 49 of Smith, not a good turn. 2 cars drop out of the race. He will finish 32nd. That leaves us 31 cars still running. Not a good turn there. Turn 42. And we got a top group of Star. Got some chips up here. See what happens. It'll take a 4, 5, or 6 to beat DW. A 3, 5 DW uses his chip, holds him off. Here comes Terry Labonte. With a 2, 2, he holds Terry off. How about Brett Bodine? A 6, 5, he holds him off. Dale Jarrett's a Star. 3, 1, he holds him off. Harry Gant doesn't have the Star quality. Sterling Marlin does, and a chip. And he'll need to use his chip, but Sterling gets that 22 car out in front for Junior. Here on turn number 42. Sterling Marlin leading this race here at Talladega. On to turn number 43. We got another top group. This time we got trouble in the top group. Uh-oh, this could get dangerous. This could be the real big one. Here we go. Takes a 9 for Sterling. He gets it. Takes a 10 for Waltrip. He makes it through. Takes a 10 for Gant. He makes it through. Takes a 10 for Jarrett. He makes it through. Takes a 10 for Bodine. He makes it through. Takes an 11 for Labonte. He makes it through. And a 10 for Rudd. And he doesn't. Ricky Rudd's the only car involved in this wreck. Everybody else will just move up. One car accident. We have not had the big one. These guys are doing a good job of avoiding this. Give them credit where credit is due. See if Ricky Rudd can get that Todd car repaired and back in the race. Okay, we're in the last third of the race. It'll take us 6 to get that car repaired. And he gets it. He'll be back to 31st. That'll take us to turn number 45. 50 miles to go. Alrighty, here we go. Turn number 45. Getting late in the race. And we got another top group of Star. Earnhardt's got a chip with Star. And a 3-6. He's not going to need to use the chip. He gets the lead here. Late in the race. Earnhardt on turn number 45 gets the lead. Alrighty. Terry Labonte going after him. Take a 5 or 6 to beat Earnhardt. A 4 or 5 he does, but Earnhardt uses his chip. Here comes Brett Bodine. Alrighty, a 5-1 ain't getting her done. Dale Jarrett. A 3-6, he gets the job done. Dale Jarrett gets the lead back. Second time he's led the day in that 18 car. And Harry Gant doesn't have the Star quality, and neither does DW. We go to turn number 46. And we got a middle group of TV. The only TV driver in the middle group is the King. See if he can move up. Not with a 6-6, he can't. We go to the last pit stop, the money pit stop. Alrighty. Let's see here. Where's the pit stop? It's going to be the top group 2 and 4 switch spots. rearrange these guys since they can't get chips. Move the guys up with chips here. Then we'll do the top group chips. See what happens here. First up is going to be Dale Jarrett. He needs a 6. He gets it. Gets a chip. DW needs an 8. He gets a chip. Bodine needs a 7. He doesn't get a chip. Earnhardt needs an 8. He gets a chip. Gant needs a 9. He gets a chip. He's looking good with 2 chips. Bonnie needs an 8. He gets a chip. And Sterling needs an 8. And he gets a chip. Let's see if anybody can beat Jared out of the pits here. And Terry beats him out of pits, but he's going to use his chip to hold him off. 3 turns to go here, folks. At Talladega, Dale Jarrett in the lead, but a lot of chips back there. And we got a duel, and it'll be the 3 car. And Earnhardt's going to go after Bodine, try to get a second chip. He gets it. Bodine, see if he can survive Earnhardt beating and banging on him. Takes a 10. And he survives. We go to turn number 49. Only 2 turns to go here. Jarrett out in front. We got a top group of heat. Here they come with chips. Jarrett's not going to survive that's for sure. Here comes Marlin. Jarrett doesn't have heat, so it only takes a 3 to beat him. And a 4 gets the job done, and he gets to keep his chip. There's a lot of chips coming after him now, though. That was turn number 49. Sterling, turn 49 with a chip. Terry Labonte doesn't have heat. Harry Gant has 2 chips and heat. Takes a 5 or 6 to beat him. A 6, he doesn't get a Jun, so he uses a chip, makes Sterling burn his, and he'll use the other one to get the lead. Harry Gant has the lead here on turn 49, but I think it's going to be short-lived. Here comes Mr. Bodine. Takes a 6 to beat Harry. A 5-5 ain't getting her done. Earnhardt does not have heat. DW has heat and a chip. And a 3-5, he'll need to use the chip, but he will get the lead going into the last turn here. Can DW win here at Talladega? Here we go. The white flag is out, folks. Here at Talladega International Speedway. Final turn. And it is middle group of star. I wonder if anybody back here has got double stars. If not, DW is going to win this race. I don't see anybody. Oh, Davey Allison has double star. This race ain't over yet. Here comes Davey Allison. See what he can do here. A 5-3-5. So Davey goes from 18th up to 4th. And can he get the lead here from DW? And it takes only takes a 4, 5, or 6 for Davey to win this race, because DW doesn't have star. And look at that. Davey Allison gets the lead here. Whoa. From 18th the whole way up to the lead, Davey Allison gets the lead here on turn 50. Unbelievable. I don't believe he's going to be passed. I don't think anybody else has double star. Crazy finish here at Talladega. Here comes the King trying to get up in the top group. Not with a 3-1-1, he's not. Here comes Dave Marcus. with a 1-3-4. And DW goes from leading this race, dropping the whole way back to 14th. Davey must have really bumped him to get him out of the way. Here's Alan Kowicki with Star and a chip. A 5-2-1. He'll use the chip, but Earnhardt's going to use one of his to defend him off. Here comes Jeffrey Bodine with the chip. A 5-5-1. Again, he's going to use his chip, but Terry defends him off. Mark Martin doesn't have the star quality. Here comes Bill Elliott with a 3-2-4. So Earnhardt uses his chip to stop him, and Bill uses his to get up to third, and that is your race. What a great finish by Davey Allison from 18th up to the lead. Your winner, Chicken Dinner. What a great move. Had a head of steam in that Yates engine, that's for sure. Davey Allison is your race winner. In the 28 Haviland Ford Thunderbird. Finishing second is Handsome Harry Gant in an Oldsmobile. Finishing third, Bill Elliott. Nice moving, but not quite enough to get the job done. Finishes up in the Junior Johnson car in third. How about this? Dave Marcus. Nice run by the 71 of Dave Marcus to finish in the top 5. Top Chevy of the race is Dave Marcus. Yeah. Sterling Marlin. Both of Junior's cars finish in the top 5. He's leaving a happy man. Terry Labonte finishes 6th. Dale Jarrett in the 18 finishes 7th. Yeah, Davey's got a nice card. Him and Elliott, Alan Kowicki, Mark Martin, and Harry Gant was battling for that championship at Atlanta in 92. Earnhardt with the top 10 finish, finishes 8th. Mark Martin finishes 9th. And rounding out your top 10 is Jeffrey Bodine and that Bud Moore 15. Alan Kowicki just misses out on a top 10 finish. Finishes 11th. Dick Trickle, not a bad finish, finishing 12th in that A car. Not bad at all. Dave Maynard in that Melling Ford cracks the top 15. That ain't bad. I think that's his best finish of the year. DW, what a heartbreak. DW leading this race on turn 49, going into turn 50. Finishes 14th. Cannot be happy with that finish, that's for sure. Thought he had the win. Mr. Excitement in the 98, Spencer finishes 15th. The King in that 43 STP car in his last year NASCAR finishes 16th here at Talladega. Dallenbach, he finishes 17th in that Keystone Beer Ford. Brett Bodine was up front almost the whole race. He can't be happy with this 18th place finish. That's for sure. He was battling for the lead all day. Finishes 18th. Rick Mass rounds out the middle group, finishing 19th. Greg Saxon, the 41, finishes 20th. Rusty Wallace, a disappointing day. Never really was in contention. Finishes 21st. After winning last week. Ted Musgrave finishes 22nd. And finishing 23rd is Jimmy Smut Means in the 52. Mr. Hill finishes 24th. Not a bad day for him in that 56. Just hung around. Disappointing day for Cal Patty Schul, 25th. Never did get anything going. And our pole sitter, Ernie Irvin, gets mixed up in that wreck and could never recover. He finishes 26th. Jimmy Hensley was up top there for a little while and finishes 27th though. Same with Bobby Hamilton. He cracked the top 10, but he only finishes 26th, 28th rather. And that's 68. Bobby Hillin Jr. in the 31 finishes 29th. And a very disappointing day for Morgan Shepherd. He led this race, was dominating there for a while at the early stages. Finishes 30th. And Ricky Rudd, this is not his year. He's been snake bitten. He finishes 31st. The last car still running. Oh, I haven't tried to download them, John. Yeah, I have to check that out. I want to thank you all for coming and watching the race. You got Tim was here, G Puck, ID Gesture. Check out their channels. Tim's been doing a McCormick replay, and ID's playing trying to do 30 games in 31 days here. We got Tim here and JT and John Wise here at Talladega. I want to thank you all for tuning in and watching the race. Hope you enjoyed it. What a great finish by Davey Allison. Sure. 18th up to first. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell for reminders. And on your way out, hit the like button and leave a comment. Oh, thank you, G-Puck. Appreciate it. Cool. Thanks, P-Jet. Y'all have a great night. Y'all take care until next time.